This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
I'm here for Dick.
Thank you, Lil Help. Hello and welcome back to another week of the Nightwing news. One of your few remaining sources for comic books. I am Phil. Joining me as always is...
I'm Kristen.
So yes, before we get to some good stuff, I want to get the bad news. Diamond Comics announced that they're going to stop shipping. Well, I don't know what came first. If Diamond made their announcement first, or I know DC stopped printing, and I think if Marvel hasn't stopped, they're probably about to, because they can't distribute them anyway. So, yes. We won't be getting any new issues of Nightwing or any other DC or Marvel book for a while, but hey, we have a year of reviews planned out, so hey.
Right.
The big two may have abandoned you, but we have not.
Good thing there's back issues. Always back issues.
Heck, on our two podcasts, Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks. Yes, we have plenty of DC and Marvel for you, so stay with us.
That's right. And we're going through the best stuff. Because sometimes the new stuff that's coming out right now, not the best stuff.
Yeah, like the stuff we're going to cover tonight. Dick has his memory, you know?
Yeah, it's a gem.
Oh, but they're going to drag that out. They're going to make us really wait for that 75, aren't they?
Let's not talk about it. Let's just
all right.
Forget about it for right now.
So hey, did you get something in the mail today?
I did. Ta-da!
So look, not only is this a comic book review, it's an unboxing video for people. So if you want to watch Kristen unwrap this,
all right,
check out our YouTube channel.
And
all
right, it's a mug. This one's on DC Universe. I don't know what inspired me to look on their shop. Probably boredom, because I just been sitting around at home. But they have this mug, so it is Dick Grayson mug. So there, see on that side, it has kind of the minimalist Nightwing DC Universe, and then it has him as Robin. Oh, see, it's so shiny, it's reflecting. And they have him as Robin from Batman the Animated Series.
Well, it better be shiny. It's brand new, just out of the box. 30 seconds ago.
That's right. So yeah, it's looking pretty good.
Oh, I just thought of something. You know how they have like those like color changing mugs with the temperature and stuff?
Yeah.
It'd be awesome if he was Robin when it was cold and then you pour in hot liquid and it turns into Nightwing. I
know, they should. Yeah, that would be pretty sweet. It's not like that. I've seen the color changing ones with Batman where it's like the bat signal comes or he's standing there and then he's in the air or something, or he's not there and then when it's hot he is there or something. But yeah.
That is a pretty cool mug.
True. I know. I'm thinking it'll possibly replace the one I have that has the Nightwing symbol, because when I use it, I try to only show that Nightwing symbol side, because on the other side, it's all cracking, and it said it was dishwasher safe, but it's maybe not as dishwasher safe as they implied. So
yeah, that's like I probably need new Nightwing t-shirts too, because I had some, but like I wear them so much, like the picture starts to crack and stuff. You know, you wash.
Oh yeah, when it's the
you wash
plastic on there.
You wash them. Well, honestly, if like you wash it 100 times, it's like starts to fade or crack. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it becomes this like gray Nightwing shirt with a baby blue Nightwing on it.
Yes.
All right. Well, this looks like a winner.
Nice.
This universe, and although most of my mugs are not, it's always nice when it's black on the inside, because then you can't see the tea stains as much.
Nice.
So, all right, such excitement.
Yeah. So, should we get to our 4-part storyline tonight?
Yes.
from
Let's do it.
Batman Year 3 from Batman 436 through 439, which I couldn't remember. These must come out must have came out bi-weekly, bi-monthly, whatever you want to say. August, because it only says August through September 1989. So I looked it up. So I don't even know if it even says it in the books. I looked it up online. Yeah, it was only August.
I know. Yeah, I was gonna say it just has the number, but it doesn't.
Yeah, it's because I was even
on the inside. It says copyright 1989, but yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I looked it up. It was only August and September, so they must have been every 2 weeks on these.
Yeah, they must have been. Well, yeah, I mean September. You're getting pretty close to the end of 1989, and there's still a lot more stuff happening in 1989 that they needed to get in.
Well, sometimes, especially at this time period, Marvel and DC, sometimes they would do a lot of their popular books like twice a month in the summer and stuff. So maybe they figured, hey, the kids are home. Let's give them some comics to read.
Oh yeah,
and make money.
Yeah, but this is the opposite of what they're doing right now.
I know.
All right, yes. So, Batman Year 3.
Yeah.
So it's. But even though it's Batman Year 3, it's still not, because I think I'm not sure about Year 2, but Year 1 is not like part flashback, part.
Yeah,
right?
no.
Like Year 1 is all. Yeah, and Year 2 like that as well? Is there a Year 2?
Yeah, it was in Detective Comics, but yeah, it's more like Year 1 where it's like all set in the past. Yeah.
Okay, because yeah, with this one, it's Year 3, but it's actually Year 3 / year whatever year real time. Whatever.
Yeah, Year 2, you should read it. It's kind of weird, but it's kind of like the basis of where they based a lot of Mask of the Phantasm off of. Because he's fighting a guy named the Reaper, and like he's like ready to give up, like, you know, it's early in his second year. He's ready to give up being Batman already, for like he's about to like this he meets this woman who's about to go into the convent. She's a friend of Leslie's, and he's about to woo her away from the convent and give up being Batman. So
but she must. Something must happen. Okay. Okay. I'll have to check it out. Well, yes. In Year 3, I can't say no nuns in Year 3. There's actually a very prominent nun in Year 3.
Yes.
They love them some nuns. But yes, the other big thing, of course, is the past stuff is Year 3, and the stuff happening in the then and now this is right after Jason's death.
Yeah, it's like it was the current continuity at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's why Dick is back in Gotham. And he says, has it really only been 2 years since I left? So I guess he's supposed to be 20 or 21 now. Kind of depends.
Oh, but I think we found the line, because these were August and September. So between August and September, I remember when like the prices for the comics went from 75 cents to $1, because parts 1 and 2 are 75 cents. The last 2 parts are $1 a piece.
You're right.
So, yeah.
Dang.
So from August to September, that's when. Can you imagine? Like that's when I really got into comics, when they were $1, and that's before they even had the tax on them. So it's like, hey, I want 3 comics and $3. It was so easy. It was so nice.
Wow.
It was so nice.
Now you don't even get 1 comic for $3.
Oh man. Well, yeah. Well, plus tax.
Right.
Good Lord. All right. So Batman 436.
Yep. So the other big thing, Jason's dead, and there's a gang war going on.
Yeah.
Lots of major gang people are being released. And also, coincidentally, a certain someone is up for parole. And this is a weird thing, and I don't know why it's stuck in my head. I guess because I was doing history work, and so dates were in my head. But so in the very first one, they say, we're not questioning Anthony Zuko's guilt. He's already served 12 years. Okay, so that's right here on the first page. He's already served 12 years. And then we get all over the place, all these different things about how Alfred, because Alfred is the one who keeps going to try to prevent Tony Zuko from getting out on parole. And he says that, he says something about it was almost 10 years ago that Dick Grayson became a victim. But if Tony Zuko's been in jail 12 years, then it has to be 12 years ago that Dick became a victim. And then there's a lot of times where people start talking about 11 years ago this, and Tony Zuko's been planning this for 10 years, which, okay, you can spend some time in prison and then start planning. That makes sense. But I kept noticing, the timeline's not adding.
And remember when we did Batman 416? And he was like, "Oh, I was Robin for 6 years." So what are we saying? It's been another 4 to 6 years since Dick's been Robin.
But no, because he said it's been 2 years since he left. Because he says that in here, it's been 2 years.
The math doesn't add up.
Right? Yeah, I know. I mean, it's really pedantic to be like, your math's not adding up. But it's just funny that I don't understand why they're like. Why they aren't just like, he served many years. It's been many years. Because that's how they always kind of were in the early Golden Age comics. That very infamous one where Bruce is giving Dick birthday spankings and everyone's like, what is going on? This is weird. He spanks him like 8 times, but then when he hits his birthday cake, there's like 15 candles on it. So they're trying to keep you guessing. You can't ever know.
I mean, that sounds weird, but I think didn't every child and every woman in the 40s get a spanking in comics, in those early 40s comics? Because didn't Catwoman get spanked? Was it by Alfred?
Yes. And then there's that weird one where Batman's spanking some random woman and he's like, quiet, Papa spanks or whatever. You're like, oh, that's not weird at all.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
But yeah, these were written by Marv Wolfman of Teen Titans fame.
Right. So it's kind of like he's kind of using both of his timelines in there because 416 was written by somebody else, and Marv Wolfman a couple times. Well, I think in the issue in New Teen Titans where Dick is talking about Jason being dead, he says, I was Robin for 10 years. So that kind of implies Dick was Robin from 8 to 18. And then if he's 20, so the 12 years fits with that timeline.
I mean, I think they brought Wolfman in on these because, I mean, we'll get more into it next episode fully, but who appears only maybe a page or two, his first real appearance in Batman 436 in flashback, Tim Drake.
Tim.
Yep.
Yes. This one. Yep. Yeah. They definitely, year 3 and Lonely Place of Dying, they work together.
Yes.
They work together for sure. Anyway.
So 436 starts with Batman, who's more brutal now, ever since Jason's death. He's watching these gangsters on a boat because yes, there's been a lot of gangland killings lately. Then the news helicopter swoops down and starts blasting the boat with machine gun fire.
Yep.
Batman hooks it and tries to get on the helicopter. Oh. But
then we're back with Haley's circus flashback. And yes, that's where we get Alfred telling this story, or he's thinking this. No, I think he is telling the story to the parole board. And that's where we get this picture of Tim.
Well, yeah, it starts with the parole board. We don't see who's coming in to speak to them, but then we see Dick at Wayne Manor, thinking about, here's my old bedroom. Here's the Batcave. Well, here's the thing. Dick's like, oh, it's so weird. Bruce has gotten rid of everything of Jason's, his pictures, any mementos in the Batcave, everything. It's all gone. He's like, it's like Bruce is just trying to erase his memory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we see then we see someone talking about Tony Zuko's origins as a kid, and going to the orphanage, the St. Jude's orphanage.
Yep. Patron saint of lost causes.
Yep.
Then we have Dick meeting Tim. Which this also cracks me up because I swear Tim's wearing a suit to the circus.
I know. Is this like a callback?
That's so fun.
Is this like a callback to his like 1940 origin? It's like, oh look, because it seems like most of the people in the crowd are like wearing suits or.
I don't know. I think maybe people still dress up a little bit in the 80s too. Although I don't know why you wear a suit to go to the circus, but maybe it was just habit at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, because we see Dick and he's talking to the circus people. Harry the Clown, who remember him for next episode.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Eleanor the elephant. Get it? Eleanor the elephant. And then Dick talking to his parents about going to the World Series. Remember this scene for next episode.
Yeah.
And then they run into a couple with a young child and said, hey, this is Tim's first time at the circus. We were wondering if we could take your photo with him.
Yeah, and when he says it's only been 2 years, so Dick's supposed to be about 20, and this makes me think that maybe Tim's only like 6 years younger than Dick.
I'm pretty sure we'll get into it next issue, but I think he's like next episode. But I think he says 12 or 13 next step. It's either 12 or 13 next episode in Lonely Place of Dying.
Okay, I was thinking he was more like 14.
I mean, they might close the gap a little more later on, but yeah, right now I think.
Yeah, well, it's funny because sometimes I think they stretch the gap out later on, but it's hard to tell. Because really, it's like Tim shouldn't be that much younger than Jason, or Jason shouldn't be that much older than Tim.
Yeah, no.
But anymore, it seems like they're doing Jason. Although Tim's gotten a little older in the comics now. Yeah, yes.
They say
isn't he like 18 now?
I don't know, but I think because I think he's college age. Yeah, because he was talking about whether to the start of that to was it the Detective Comics run? But yeah, lately in the last couple of years, he's been talking about going to college, so he's got to be at least 18. Yeah, I think since New 52, I think they kind of make Dick, Jason, and Tim kind of closer at all in age.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to say. But yeah, that always
because when New 50,
I always thought it was.
Oh, sorry. When New 52 started, they're like, oh, the DC universe has only been going on for 5 years, so it's like, okay, you had Dick, Jason, and Tim within 5 years. Oh, and then Damian was already Robin. Yeah. It's like, okay, so everyone.
Yeah, no, it definitely doesn't work. Yeah. Well, I always thought it was weird when they were doing, because I thought Tim was like just out of high school. I always thought it was weird when he was off looking for Bruce Wayne that they were so insistent that like he's still 17 and he's still trying to finish high school and then not finishing high school. I was like, why didn't you just be like, oh yeah, he's 18, he graduated high school and he's taking a gap year. Boom, all of those problems are solved. No one's like, gee, we haven't seen Tim Drake in school much. What's up with that?
This dude should have got his GED. I mean, he was smart enough.
Right, but I'm saying it's comic books. Nobody knows how old anybody is really. You could have just been like, oh yeah, he graduated high school. It ain't no thing. But whatever. Can't tell with their age. Okay, then we have Dick in his circus outfit, but doesn't that look a lot like another outfit we know?
Yep. This
walking past.
Oh, but that scene with his mom, she's like, are you happy here? He's like, we're not leaving, are we? I never want to leave.
I know. I was thinking what it'd be like to stay in one place like a real family.
Because
your grandfather ran away to the circus when he was 9. I never had a home of my own. Which that's interesting because, of course, people are always very whatever about Dick's parents, know. And a lot of times I think more stuff portrays Dick's dad's family, which I'm not saying it's just it's just that actually kind of can fit a little bit if you needed to, and with the Court of Owls Grey Son stuff, if Dick's mom was, also a circus person. Or whatever. Then I love you, Dick. Oh, I love you too, Mom. And then
but then Dick walks past Mr. Haley's trailer.
Here's bad stuff. and he says, Mom, Dad, I think something's up.
Mhm.
Then another one with that little kid. Tim's mom, if you practice, hon, you could be just like him. His dad, don't encourage him, dear.
And look who's
Sowing some seeds.
and then look who's sitting like 2 seats down from them is Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne. And then Dick performing the quadruple flip of doom.
Remember that for next episode also.
Man, there's just so many little breadcrumbs in
Tim
here.
does.
And then they fall.
Yeah, so because there's a trick. Yeah, Mary and John are going to do 2 triple flips, but then their lines break. And yeah, we see Dick watches the whole thing. We see Tim watching the whole thing. Tim looks very like a tiny Spock there.
God, he does. You're right. in his suit. And then, like, who else was watching? And then Tim says, "Look, it's the Batman. It's the Batman."
Black page. Yep.
Yeah.
You
Busting in.
You can tell it's year 1 because there's no oval around that bat, and got the big pockets on the utility belt.
For 3. And then Batman, I will make sure we get Zuko. And then this, of course, is interesting. I mean, Alfred's mostly talking, of course, about Dick and Zuko here, but it does apply in certain ways to Dick and Bruce as well. 2 children both saw violence and both wanted revenge. 2 children, the same and yet very different, because Commissioner Gordon drops Dick off, also now in a suit, to the orphanage.
The same orphanage Zuko went to.
Same orphanage, same nun.
Yep.
It says, "I want the man who killed my parents. Will that bring your parents back? Will that make things better?" And Dick realizes, not really. And so he hugs Sister Mary Elizabeth, I think. Yeah. And then 2 children, the same and yet very different. Because immediately, when she said that to Tony Zuko, he was like, I don't care. I'm going to kill those people anyway. But when she said it to Dick, he was like, it won't matter. And he became a nice person.
But then we see Dick changing into his costume in the cave. So what does that collar just like pop up?
I know. I was wondering the same thing. I'm like, man, you must have like a ping.
But he's thinking, when Alfred wrote and said he feared for Bruce's sanity, I thought he was exaggerating. Now I'm not so certain. He refuses to acknowledge Jason's death. He never even called to tell me. I've got to find him as Nightwing.
Dun, dun. And then Batman's out there.
Yeah.
Yes, with his oval bat symbol.
Breaks in on some of the mob, just be like, hey, someone's trying to kill you. That's when the helicopter shows up again and just like missiles the whole house off the cliff.
Lays waste to them. Also, I would just like to note, I noticed that in the notes page, somebody wrote a letter. Dear Denny, I love Batman comics, but why'd you kill Robin? I like Jason a lot. I got all his comics. I found out in a magazine that Robin was going to die. I miss him, but why did you kill him? And they didn't even reply. They just printed the guy's letter and didn't reply. Rude.
But yeah, if you look at the letters pages, like at this point it was all snail mail, so every letter was like 5 to 6 months like behind whatever issue that was in. These days, if the books that do bother to do a letters page, it's all email, so that you can have like letters for the last issue. It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, but these are behind. Yeah, because they're talking about 433 was the many deaths.
Of
Batman. Yeah, they say Dick Grayson's sorrow. And yes, because somebody else wrote, I was glad to see a glimpse of Dick Grayson. I'd just like to see him more. Well, boom, you got what you wanted, person. There you are. Are we ready for issue 2?
Yep. Yes, because it picks up right where the last one left off. The helicopter blows their house.
That's a pretty snazzy cover. Actually, they all have pretty good covers for this one.
I like
this one.
I think my favorites are maybe oh no, they're all pretty good. I was gonna say the first.
I think either 2 or 3.
I was gonna say
4 is my least favorite. It's like the hardest one.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it was like more close up on Dick, it would be a better cover. But I like the one.
All right, boom! Batman's trying to get out of the rubble. Dick can follow him very easily, and he finds out, oh, Batman is leaving a nasty trail of blood in his wake. Further evidence of how he is off the rails.
Yeah, because he goes into this bar and all these stoolies have are bleeding from the nose and stuff.
Yep. Dick on his snazzy motorcycle.
Yes. Late.
Goes to pull Batman out of the wreckage. He helps get Batman out.
A lot of wreckage. I mean, you'll see next episode. Yeah, there's a little more wreckage.
Yeah. And Batman's like,
Here.
Just walks off.
I love. He's like, Batman, are you all right? He's like, he does his Nightwing. What are you doing here?
Yeah, and then he just turns and walks away. And
in his Bat convertible.
Yep. And then this is kind of interesting because then we go back to the house and we have Alfred who comes in and is walking by looking at a picture of Bruce and Dick camping. And he is keep Zuko in prison. I failed you when you needed me. When your parents were murdered, so much as you died with them. A killer is going free and I fear your reaction.
Yeah, it's almost like.
And then how will you handle this? What will you do? And then you realize he's almost talking more to Bruce than to Dick. Because he says, I wish I'd been there to temper you when you grew up, as I had with Master Dick. So
I think just with the violence and everything, it's like, Alfred's like, Dick would probably be angry and sad. But he's like, at this point, after Jason's death, I don't know if Bruce would just go off and kill Zuko.
Yep. Yeah. Also, isn't that picture of Bruce so hilarious? Mm-hmm. His smile.
I think they even play with that in Lonely Place of Dying. You see all these pictures of like him and Dick, and he's always smiling in the pictures with Dick, but he never smiled in the pictures with Jason.
No, he's becoming more serious and grim over time.
Then we get another flashback of Alfred picking Dick up at the orphanage after.
Again, Dick wearing a suit.
Yeah.
And he says, oh, his parents were slain by criminals. He sees himself in you.
Yeah, because,
that's. And he's like, Mr. Wayne's got to be great. And he's like, I'm going to love living here. And then this, I think, is so interesting because right away, so there's the pool and they're
indoor.
So immediately, Dick's like, I want to do something to make Zuko pay. You wanted him dead. Do you still want that? No, it wouldn't bring my parents back. I wish I could do something so people like him couldn't hurt anyone ever again. So, I mean, they've only known each other like 10 seconds. And Bruce says, there is a way, provided you're willing. I've seen your acrobatics. You're trained, dedicated. It won't take long to complete your education. 2 years ago, the partner was unthinkable. Idea of a partner was unthinkable. And then he's already taking Dick down into the bat cave. And so this is kind of interesting because in this one it almost implies, which is different I think from any other, no, I guess the first one, no, but in some of the more modern versions, Bruce takes Dick in. This one it's very evident that Bruce is like, I'm taking you in so that you can be Robin. Yes. Yeah, and I don't think, and in the other ones it's kind of, I'm taking you in and then I let you be Robin because I understand your pain. It's just interesting because I think in some more modern versions of the origin, they actually maybe have Bruce be a little bit more in touch with his Bruce side because it seems like it's Bruce that says, I really see myself in this kid. I want to help him. And in this one, it seems
like they're also setting up too, like, Dick's going to again, 5 minutes in and he's already going to be taking over for Bruce one day because even Alfred says when one is going to die, one realizes his mortality. Continuity is sought, father to son.
Right, yeah, they're already the father-son thing. And Dick, Bruce Wayne's going to die?
Not for very long.
Yeah. And then he is Batman. Welcome to the Batcave. But he isn't like, welcome to the Batcave, start eating rats.
I just love things like, Dick, I'll make your life impossible. You have to study more than you ever have. Whatever your workout regimen was in the circus, triple it, then triple that.
Whoa. I don't even know if that's possible, though.
So yeah, we get a montage of working out, then
The training montage.
Yep, and then studying books and lab equipment.
And then, boom, Bruce slipping in quickly. And like they're just wandering around the house in their costumes, like no big deal.
Where did you put your Batmobile at the front door? I'm like, that's not really. I mean, you could.
And then he's taking down Jason's
I mean, if they wanted
pictures.
Alfred there, they could have had Alfred down in the cave, and those two come zooming in, you know.
Yeah.
And remember this line for this episode and next episode. When in the flashback, Bruce tells Dick, "We're not brutalizers. We've got to think with our heads, not with our fists."
Yep.
But yeah, I just love that they just come charging through the front door.
And then Bruce gives Dick that Robin outfit. I had it patterned after your circus costume. So a little more Bruce doing the outfit than Dick. But, you know, I guess we have a lot to take care of. We can't have the designing it montage.
So I don't think it even says here who came up with the name Robin though, because it looks like the R is already on the costume.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't say. I mean, I would assume they talked about it before he just gave him a costume, but yeah, they don't talk about the name in this one. The only thing they hint about it is when they're busting up some of Zuko's thugs. They said the name's Robin Hood, not Robin Hood. So that's it. And with the development of Robin, you can see when Robin goes out with Batman, that's when he has the oval on. And then Zuno's been marked. And then I love this one. Winner and champion.
But yeah, they're following Zuko around and he's talking about this ledger he keeps with names and dates and everything. Remember that?
Yeah.
But yes, remember kids, why the oval around the bat? So you can trademark it. Yep. You can't trademark it, just a plain bat.
Yep. And then Dick's like, I don't like it, Alfred. Yep, Bruce is messed up. And boom, Bruce is already gone. And we find out he's gone because he is going to slip in on the crime family's meeting. There he is, pretending to be a waiter and hiding his cowl under the dish.
Yep.
And then we find out that how is Tony Zuko getting parole? He is pushing on Taft, one of the parole board members. And then they try to leave us on a cliffhanger. Alfred looking at his gun and saying somebody has to stop Zuko.
Cliffhangers every issue.
And then they make you pay 25 cents more to find out.
On the hook for those first two parts, and then they raise the order. Yeah.
Oh, and then they keep up the cliffhanger on the first page. Alfred's like, I'm going to do it. Oh my God. And then, next page, he's like, I
can't. Not even for you.
There must be another way. And it's true. Because I don't think Dick would have wanted Alfred to kill Zuko. He wouldn't want that. He wouldn't want that. And I like this one. Bruce, he raised me to think, but he's no longer thinking. He taught me the importance of justice, but lately he hasn't been just. He was like a father to me, and I loved him. And though he could never bring himself to say it, I know he loved me too.
I'm not sure, but I think Bruce is going crazy.
Yep. He's certainly kind of off the hook.
I love the next page. I've heard it all before. My God, even Corey sometimes thinks Bruce has been crazy for years.
Yeah. but he was always in control, and now he's not in control, and he's trying to erase Jason's memory.
And then we get like 4-panel flashback of Jason's death at the hands of the Joker. And I don't know if it's just the artist, but I don't know why the Joker has like Wolverine's hair in the flashback. Because it didn't even in the original.
Yeah, must just be the art. And then the warehouse, I guess it was, where some of the people were killed. Dick goes and checks it out. And you see the kind of, he's going through the detective motions while also remembering what Batman taught him. And we have this funny one where he says, he's like already figured out all this stuff about maybe it was a parachute. And the guy says, not bad, kid. Ever think of becoming a cop? But this time he says, nah, I hate punching time clocks. Well, someone will change his tune in a few years.
He just didn't want to be a Gotham cop.
Yeah, maybe that, yes. Maybe that's it.
Huh. Well, this is my lucky Nightwing, as in Nightwing. Bye.
Yes. Yeah. That's cute. Then, okay, more with the
reporters are out front questioning Commissioner Gordon because they're like, in the last month and a half, 6 crime lords have been brutally murdered, and Gordon's proposing a meeting between a negotiator for the city and representatives of the various alleged crime families.
Yep, and then that's where Batman is still trying to negotiate with them, and then boom, Alfred goes to the prison. And he tries to pay Tony Zuko to leave the city. Alfred's holding up a check. And Tony Zuko's like, leave Gotham? There's no way I want to leave Gotham. So we know something is up.
Oh, yeah, he laughs.
Yep. And Alfred's like, oh, snap, something is up. Just look at Alfred's face. He's like, yes, no.
But yeah, so back in the cave, Alfred's trying to tell Dick, but Dick's working on the lead he found.
Yep, and he's doing lots of stuff. And actually, I wonder if part of this is where they got some of the inspiration for the Batman the Animated Series episode, Robin's Reckoning, because he's doing all of that stuff, and the computer is like, oh, Tony Zuko. As one of the people, and that's a little different because they just need to still arrest Tony Zuko.
Yeah, this was.
And anyway, Batman beats up the thugs.
Oh yeah, even points a gun at him. Now can we talk?
Yep, and more flashbacks to them putting the squeeze on Zuko back in the day.
But he's talking to the mobsters, and they're all like, oh yeah, all the active families are here. The rest of them are, either packed it up or dead or whatever. But then they're like, they all been waiting for Zuko to go free. And Batman's like, Zuko?
Yeah, Zuko. And they're like, yeah, he's been in the cooler, him and his book. He's like, his book.
Yeah, diary, kept it from day one. It's got everything in it. Names, dates, places. He's blackmailed half of us for years.
And then that's when Batman finally finds out he's getting out tomorrow. Which he could have found that out without beating up mobsters if he just said, oh, hey, Alfred, what's up? But, that would be too easy.
Oh, but Batman proposes a truce between him and the mob bosses. And they're like, wait, what are you talking about? And, he's like, it's like either do things my way or, you can all kill each other and I'll just pick off whoever's left. And I love this guy. If you were one of us, you would own this city.
Yep. He's like, but I'd never be able to wash off the dirt.
Yeah, ain't you heard?
And they go to Drexel, who apparently is like Tony's main man.
Oh, yeah. Because, yeah, Batman says he wanted information on the gang killings. He's like, if you don't want to give it to me, that's okay. I'll leave the room and let you and these gentlemen discuss who might be killing them off. Your choice, them or me.
Yep. Then we get back to the Batcave, and this is my favorite part of the issue, and I think it's really important when they're talking about that. Alfred checking in, Dick, are you enjoying this? I also know I'm doing good and that I'm helping people. I think in a way I'm helping
Yep.
Bruce too. How was that, sir? I used to think he was more real as Batman than as Bruce Wayne, but because he just can't be around some cold superhero around me, I think Bruce is becoming more real too. I know what we're doing is important, but it's not everything. Mom and Dad always taught me to enjoy myself. I think maybe I'm helping Bruce to enjoy himself sometimes too. And that's awesome. And I think totally true that yes, having a Robin helps Batman, but also having a kid that lives with him helps Bruce to become more real
And set limits.
and to not just and that's not totally because I think there is. I'm definitely not. I don't really think that there's. I don't know. The way I more headcanon, if you will, Bruce, is not that Batman is the real Bruce Wayne and Bruce Wayne is the fake, but more Batman is one aspect of Bruce Wayne. Brucey Wayne that he shows to most of the public is really fake, but then there's real Bruce Wayne in between. That's like not totally that Batman is more real than the Bruce Wayne fake, but Batman is also an act. And then there's real Bruce Wayne that's kind of in between. Batman, Brucey Wayne that's super fake, and then Bruce Wayne. And I think, and Dick is helping him to get more in touch with that real Bruce Wayne. That's
I love Dick's looking up the the board of directors for Allied Importers and listing off names. He's like, oh my god.
Alfred's like, now is the time for us to talk. So, yep. Now we know.
Yeah, Dick drives to the penitentiary, and Batman's already waiting on the hill overlooking the jail.
Yep, and he hops in. Mind if I sit down?
Maybe because it's so controversial, but I'm like, do they usually release prisoners in the middle of the night?
I don't know when they usually release.
It was like business hours. I was like,
yeah, you would think it would be, a time when you could get the bus or something. But who knows? Maybe he's being released at dawn. It's hard to tell what color. I mean, the sky looks like it might be lighting up. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. But
and it's funny because Dick is the one that did, the computer work, the brain work, and Bruce basically just punched the answer out of people.
Look, on this page, the sky is kind of pink, but on the last page, it's black. So it's like, what time is it?
I don't. Yeah, so true. All right, then you realize Zuko, had something on Taft, which is why
he blackmailed his way out. Yeah, but Bruce is even saying, you realize with what we know, we could stop him before he leaves. And Dick's like, yeah, but I want him to taste freedom for just a moment before we do.
Yeah, which is pretty funny. It kind of makes sense. And then though, he gets out and
he's like, oh yeah, I'm free.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm king.
And then boom, that crazy helicopter comes out of nowhere and boom.
I love how every shot hits him right in the chest. There's no shots anywhere else. It looks like every shot hits him right in the chest.
Yeah, whoever is driving that helicopter is really good with their aim. And then Dick, of course, has a moment where he's like, oh, you knew this was going to happen, didn't you? And that's how we end. For real. This is full of. And then this one, probably my least favorite cover.
Like I said, if they had focused on Dick more, I think they could have made more of it, but.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like kind of too grainy or something.
Well, yeah, it's because it's in the rain. They're supposed to be.
Right. Yep. And Dick's like, oh, you knew they were going to kill him, didn't you?
And you'd let them.
And then he goes through, since Jason has been killed, you've been acting insane, bludgeoning criminals. You considered letting him die and you let him kill. He's like, I didn't know about this. I've never been a party to murder. He's like, okay.
Oh, but here when Dick says how you nearly let one of them die locked away in a subway tunnel, I believe that's referring to Starlin's story, 10 Nights of the Beast, which was the first appearance of KG Beast. The whole story, Batman's like, oh, I think I'm too old and slowing down. I don't know if I can beat the Beast. So eventually he just traps him in a subway, a sewer tunnel or something. And the Beast is like, yeah, come on, beat me. He's like, no. He's like, I don't have anything to prove. My ego's not in it. He just shuts the door. So I don't know if this is Wolfman retconning it, where it's like, yeah, Batman wouldn't leave someone to die. He called the police a couple hours later,
Maybe. Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. And then he's like, okay, all right. And I mean, I guess it makes sense that you would doubt Bruce for a minute there because he has been acting pretty crazy. Pretty unlike himself. But then as soon as Bruce is like, I wouldn't do that. He's like, okay, all right.
I mean, I guess New 52 could have brought him back, but I was going to say, if Batman had let the Beast die, then he wouldn't have shot Dick in the head. Oh,
yes,
ironic.
but
like
Batman.
Decades before, Dick's arguing for the life of the guy who would shoot him in the head later on.
Yeah, but that's how they do. They can't just deliberately kill someone. And of course, then, I mean, this is kind of why, Dick must feel so guilty when he doesn't stop that person from killing, Blockbuster many years into the future. Is because even though, he didn't do it, he's like, oh, we can't just stand aside. And of course, this is the one thing that, like, they kind of play on this in the Titans show, but then they have it go totally differently because Dick's totally like, yeah, I'm just going to let you get killed there, Zuko, and not feel bad about it. And in this one, he's like,
I swear this is like the closest Bruce can say to I love you, because Dick's like, you then why did you just stand here waiting for Zuko to walk free? And Bruce is like, I watched him and I was shaking. I was afraid I'd strangle him for, yeah,
And then he's like, now I have to turn away and run away. Yes, get in my car. When are you going to open up, Bruce? You came so close and you shut down all over again.
How Dracula going to get home?
I know, but still. Also, he was too close to making himself emotionally vulnerable, and he wasn't prepared for that.
So, oh my lord. So Batman's listening to talk radio on the way home. It's like, how long ago was it that Zuko got shot? Because his body's still laying on the ground, but it's already on the radio. Oh yeah, Zuko's just been killed. I'm like, damn, the body's not even cold yet.
Yeah, well, but it's that Taft guy who's doing it. Yeah. So.
Oh, and then.
No, he's doing. He's out there because he wants to.
Well, he wants to. He
wants to find where the book is.
Hey, on a totally unrelated note, the orphanage is being torn down tomorrow.
Yep. And then here's Batman unpacking his utility belt and putting something in a drawer.
Yep.
And then, of course, we have to have one moment where Batman is, like, so smart. Nick's like, I don't get it. Why do they want this ledger? And he's like, isn't it obvious? It covers all the criminal activity. Zuko had something on Taft, and Taft wants that ledger. Yep. He's like, okay, so even though it's been 5 seconds and it's still day, I have some theories I want to check out. I'm coming with you. No! I don't need any partners. Not ever again. We'll see how that goes. Why won't he accept help? Alfred, he's afraid that what happened to Jason could happen again.
And afraid of what
would
happen to him.
Yeah. And then I can sympathize. I was afraid what happened.
Yeah, Alfred. Yeah.
But then he's like, Bruce, Alfred, I'm not Bruce. After his parents died, he grew up alone. Because I guess this must still be before they retconned in Alfred raising him. At the orphanage, I had Mary Elizabeth, and I had Bruce, and I had you. I had people who loved me, people who cared. Which, again, yeah, I think is so important in why. I mean, their personalities are also somewhat different. I think Dick, even if Bruce's parents had never died and Dick's parents had never died, Dick would have been a more bubbly type person than Bruce Wayne. But definitely part of why Dick ends up so relatively normal, for a bat anyway, is because, yeah, he had, he had that outlet, but also he had Bruce and Alfred.
Yeah. Yeah, we get the flashback of the hearing where Bruce is trying to get custody of Dick.
Right. And it's always weird to me. I feel like because so many, I feel like Dick Grayson is the most famous ward ever. Like, if people even know what the word ward mean, it's because of the 60s Batman show where they're like, Bruce Wayne is youthful ward, Dick Grayson. Because it's like they can never get rid of that. Because even in the, even that one time when he finally adopts Tim, he's like, oh, I can't adopt you as my ward because like they don't do that anymore. I can only adopt you as my son to like make it faster. Plus, he'd known Tim for years at that point. But it's always like they're so devoted to the ward because they even have it. Dick saying, Mr. Wade said he wasn't going to try to be my father. He wouldn't adopt me. He'd just make me his ward.
He would later adopt Dick when he was an adult.
I know, right? I mean, I know they later. It's just funny. It's like they can't. It's like they can't let go of that ward because it's so famous. Because it's so famous. Like we can't. Because they can't just be like, yeah, he'd whatever. Or make his ward. So yeah, he's kind of like, and he says, I don't want another father. I mean, that makes sense, of course. That makes sense, of course. I mean, and I think that's even partially a little bit why Tim is at first resistant. Because, yeah, his dad had problems, but, he had a dad and, he didn't need Bruce necessarily to fill in. But, it becomes pretty obvious over the years that,
Yeah, because,
he starts to be, because you can have more than one dad.
But, yeah, Mr. Haley's even like, oh, if he can't be with us, I think Bruce Wayne's good for him. And Dick's like, if I can't be with my parents, I like to be with Mr. Wayne. He's cool. He's the Batman. Oops.
He didn't say that. And then Bruce did care, and you cared. I was given love. I didn't have time to brood or dwell in the past. That's what says Alfred, and that's really good. Oh, and then we get a shot of their old Batmobile.
That's like that's like maybe my second or third favorite Batmobile. Yeah, with the bubble over the and the big bats.
And then we see Bruce basically just going and beating the crap out of a bunch of different people, trying to find that book. Bruce not in a good place. So we go to Dick, who is funnier, who busts in on Drexel while he's taking a shower. That's like psycho there for Drexel, taking a shower, and then someone's like, hey. I'm like, ah!
So yeah. Dick's asking him, tell me everything. After Drexel's like, I told Batman everything. We don't communicate that well these days.
Yeah, which is true. Tell me everything. And then for whatever reason, like, why is Dick messing with the guy's toothpaste?
Maybe trying to be like, I can squeeze the life out of you, just like this toothpaste.
I know, because then or maybe he just feels like he has to do something with his hands. Because then in this one, he's like, Zuko's beginning, if he went his birth, or wait a minute. Then he's like squeezing the toothpaste. It's so random.
Yeah, but he's like, oh, wait a minute. That's why he was so desperate to leave prison this month. The orphanage is being torn down tomorrow.
They're like, okay, thanks, Drexel. I owe you one. Have fun and don't miss that small smudge down there. Like, is that supposed to be? I think that's a crack on his manhood. Okay, that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, is that a slur on his manhood? Man, poor Drexel can't catch a break tonight because now
Taft comes in. Yeah,
Taft, who was hiding behind the door. Or maybe he snuck in after Nightwing left, probably because you don't know how much time has passed when Drexel finally comes out. It's like interesting to hear you about the orphanage. Goodbye.
But yeah,
Drexel.
because then at the manor, Bruce is talking to Alfred, and he's like, I double checked all his bank accounts, everything. There's nothing. He's like, pull up the Zuko file, and Alfred's like, not necessary. I'm very familiar with that file. With Zuko's like home with his parents, his death, the orphanage, all that followed, and Bruce is like, oh.
The orphanage. And then we go. Yep. And then boom, we're back at the orphanage.
Look who figured it out first.
Oh, Nightwing. Yeah, that's right. I just came here to look. I'm Nightwing from the Titans. And then she says, I know you. I know you very well.
It's the same.
That makes me think that the nun knows. These nuns, very smart. And they're tearing it down. Progress, find out a man who stayed here for a while, Tony Zuko. Oh, I remember him. Last time I saw him was 11 years ago, which really probably should have been 12 since he's been in prison 12 years, but whatever.
Power with a pail.
Yep. But he was gone.
Mm.
Before Batman and I put him in prison, he returned here to his womb. It always comes back to your childhood, doesn't it? To wherever you were happiest. To your private rosebud.
And he sees the
Old movie reference for everyone. And then, here's a spot where the mortar is looking a little janky. Someone did a patch job. Oh, that's what that is. Okay. Yeah, it does kind of look like that. Yep. But then you see someone coming in who hurts that nun. I don't know if he kills that nun.
I think he just hits her over the head and knocks her out. It's
okay, that's true. But it's like a lead pipe.
It might be
it's
a tire iron, but I think it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be similar to a crowbar.
Yeah, I think you're right. Tire iron. Yeah, and then we have Dick pulling it out, which I think they forgot to color his hand.
Oh yeah, flesh covered. Yeah, because the Batmobile's pulling up as Dick's looking through the ledger, and he's like.
Yep. And then another mini cliffhanger. Dick's looking through the ledger. You see the guy behind him with the tire iron. You're like, oh no! Then he ducks.
I know. At first he's like, oh, I heard you coming, and he kind of kicks him from behind. But then Taft must get in a lucky shot. So he just starts wailing on Dick with the tire iron.
Yeah, he must.
He's like,
yeah. Then he's hitting him in the. He's like,
no one else get that book.
He destroyed me, and then Batman pulls up, and he can hear their voices, and he says, "Dick, no!"
And somehow Batman knows exactly what's going on, even though he's down on the ground, and Dick and Taft are up.
Well, because he can hear them in the clock tower,
iron and everything.
I'd say,
once again.
Oh yeah! Oh
once again, he's flashing back because he's like, "Oh no, not again."
Well, yeah, I think I'm assuming that Batman's the one who's having the flashbacks, and that it's like, this is what Batman's thinking. This is what's happening. This is what Batman's thinking. This is what's
another partner beaten to death by a piece of metal.
Yeah, which I mean, it kind of is.
And it's
but
like Jason, for the first time in months, that name comes to his lips.
Yep, which is good. I mean, it shows that he's like kind of starting to heal.
But then Taft says the wrong things. He's like, all the gangs are going to be mine. I'm picking up where Zuko left off. And Dick's like, no, never.
Right. Nobody takes over for him. Nobody. And it gives him a second win. And he revives. And he punches Taft. Boom. Nobody. He's pretty sure he's got him all punched out. All those deaths. All for this stupid book. And then
Taft starts rushing Dick from behind as Batman's coming up and yells, Dick.
Yep. And it's honestly a good thing that Taft falls over the edge, because that was Batman yelling Dick was some secret identity revealing
yell at anyone else for that.
Right. He's like, Batman? But he's not in his right mind. Well, he's had his break. He's like, having his moment where he has to think about Jason again. And so hopefully he's helping him heal. Boom.
So the book goes, Taft goes over the edge and the book goes with him and the pages get scattered to the wind.
Yep. The book is gone, blown away, and the pages were washed away. And he's like, we could have put so many criminals away. And then, Bruce, Dick figured out before I did. He's become quite a detective, quite a man. And he had some unfinished business to take care of, so he goes to talk to his parents. So a good ending. Batman is starting to snap out of it.
In the next episode, the most startling new event in the life of the Batman. It's a.
Yep.
I like.
He's on the road to healing, but not quite yet. But I suppose first thing to healing is recognizing you have a problem. And Bruce has done that now. He has done that. But yes, I really like that one. I like that. I mean, I actually think Bruce is dealing with it in a bad way, but it's a pretty good depiction of grief, because, I mean, people grieve in all kinds of different ways, and many of us would grieve in bad ways like that, where we would lash out. But I mean, yeah, it's very fitting.
Hey, it's all Bruce's
feels
fault.
very
Had I
real.
not kicked Dick out and taken Jason in.
Yes, but the only person who's responsible for killing Jason
That's
is
right.
the Joker. Yep, and then it was awesome because Dick really shines through here. You know how he's smart. He understands the detective stuff well, but also how he cares. You know, he cares about Bruce and he cares about following the rules.
Yep.
So to
I like
speak. Which I think sometimes later authors don't always. I don't know. I mean, some do a good job. Like the one we'll read later, Devin Grayson has her. You know, Dick cares about the rules. You know, he's the one that remembers the oath so well, kind of thing. But then there's other times where he like beats that time when he beats the Joker to death. Although, I mean, that you can also excuse
he thought the Joker was.
you know, he was emotionally
he thought the
distraught
Joker was responsible for Tim's death, so he thought the Joker had a second Robin on his tab. He's like, no more.
Yeah. So yes, that was an extreme situation. Dick normally isn't just like, yeah, let's kill some people or beat people up unnecessarily. You know, as we saw in the Nudge as well, and the special Batman 80th one of the things that Batman did to nudge Dick out of the way was be like less receptive kind of to the victims. You know, Dick wanted to stay with that little kid. Batman was like,
no, yeah.
So yeah, it's a good story, and it's taking us into exciting places with this startling new event in Batman's life.
Place of Dying next week. So, yeah, this story is an A for me. A.
Yep, it's very good. My only criticism is they keep saying 12 years, and then 10 years, and then 11 years. I'm like, didn't someone notice this?
Yeah, I mean, if you like Batman, if you like Robin, if you like Nightwing, yeah, this is a story for you.
Oh, and Alfred does a good job too.
So, yes, so
winner all around.
Before we go, I was going to say this was 1989. If there's any Dick Grayson stories we like pre-1989 we haven't hit that you really like, write in. Tell us your favorite Dick Grayson story from the early days.
Yep. And I feel like kind of how Chuck Dixon was everywhere writing all kinds of Batman stuff in the 90s, that was Marv in the 80s. Marv was like Mr. 80s.
Dick was probably, after he left, he was mostly just in Titans, and that was all Marv writing. So, yeah.
Right. But he is writing a lot of these. I mean, he was clearly one of their.
Well, I think they brought him in too to create Tim too. They're like, we need somebody who's not a little snot like Jason.
Yeah, and yeah, well, and because he was writing Titans, and Titans was still selling really well.
Plus,
fire.
Lonely Place of Dying was a crossover between Batman and Titans.
This is true.
Right. So should we get out of here?
Yep.
All right. So yes, everyone, join us here next week for A Lonely Place of Dying from Batman. I mean, it's been printed in trades all over, but originally from Batman 440 through 442, and what is it? New Teen Titans 60 and 61, I believe.
Something like that. Yeah, it's in the 60s.
But yeah, I remember the Batman issues though. Yes.
Yeah, I have the individual ones, but they're
a lot of good Dick Grayson stuff, but also, like we said, we get the full origin of Tim Drake. So, all you can join us.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it should be quite the crowd pleaser. Because yes, I mean, a lot of people, it's obviously big on their Tim Drake lists, of course, but it's a really good Dick Grayson story too.
And I don't know. I was gonna say I don't want to spoil things. I would tell you who the villain is, but I don't want to be too obvious.
Like you just were.
I was not.
Hey, it can't always be Joker. It's always exciting when
I didn't take it to the extreme.
Yes, okay. All right, let's get out of here.
Remember, Lonely Place of Dying. Email us your thoughts, or even email us your thoughts on Batman Year 3. We'll read them next time. Email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And follow us on Facebook, Twitter. Follow everything, capesandlunatics.org, the YouTube channel, all of it, all in one convenient place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. There's links to everything there. And support the sponsors, please. Tweaked Audio, Hunt a Killer, Pod Life the book, now in digital and paperback. Oh, and speaking of books, if you'd like books, pick up Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder. Still was pertinent today as it was when it was first published 5 years ago. So please, when you go on Amazon to buy your books, or hell, even your comic books at this point, because a lot of the stores are closed, use the Southgate Media Group link right down there in the show notes. Doesn't affect you at all, but it helps support these shows because, believe it or not, these do cost money.
Stock up on some trade paperbacks. Right.
Yeah, go buy some old stuff while there's no new comics, people. And if you can, if any of your local stores are open, support them, because remember, support the small businesses. Because DC, Marvel, they're all owned by big companies. They don't need your money as much as these small companies do.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, so I know you don't want to. Do you want to promote anything? I know.
You already did.
You're like, I love that Dick Grayson book.
Yeah, it's super,
boss, man. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for another week in this 80th anniversary year of Dick Grayson.
I like the Dick Grayson.
So yes, join us next time for Lonely Place of Dying. And then I think we skip all the way to like the issue at the end of Nightfall, I believe.
Yeah, and then Prodigal.
Prodigal.
Well, that's because there's kind of a little bit of a lull for him. I mean, there's he's in some of those.
Out of that book for a while, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the New Titans,
yeah,
but those ones are
Prodigal. The event's so big, it's going to take us 4 episodes to cover.
What?
Yeah, got plenty of homework to do. Come back next time. Same wing time, same wing channel. And remember, keep them flying, Grayson.